Hey, what's up everybody? This is Izzy from PowerliftingToWin.com, and in this video I'm going to talk about who I am, what I'm all about, and what my goals are for the website. So here's the basic information that I'm sure all of you guys are wondering. I have been powerlifting for 3 years. I've competed in the USAPL and the UPA. At my last meet, I totaled 1405 at 220 via a 551 squat with wraps, a 320 bench, and a 535 deadlift. My goals going forward are to compete at a high level in the IPF. I'd like to be a world champion, and to be honest, I'm completely motivated as a lifter by winning, setting records, and being the best. A lot of what goes on in powerlifting today, or one of the attitudes that permeates the culture, so to speak, is this idea that powerlifting is an inherently super personal journey and it's almost a spiritual process. It isn't about competing with other people, it's about competing against yourself. And you know what? I find that message very motivating and centered and balanced at times, but really that's the antithesis of who I am and what I'm about. My background, competitively speaking, is that I grew up playing chess, competitive chess, in fact. And if you guys know anything about that sport, kids are pushed pretty hard. And you know, I eventually got good enough to be paid to earn my entire living from teaching the game. And I would never have gotten good enough to do that if I wasn't obsessed with being the best and getting better. And I've really endeavored to take that same attitude towards my powerlifting training. Another thing that people often say in powerlifting is that you have to do what works for you. And I think this can either be really great advice or incredibly destructive, because doing what works for you when it's taken as common sense, well, I mean, you can't be wrong. If it's working for you, it's working for you. But on the other hand, it traps people into continuing to do things that are less than ideal. And what I mean by that is this. Fred Hatfield talks about a concept in powerlifting, okay? There are things that work well, there are things that work better, and there are things that work the best. In scientific terms, the things that work the best would be the optimal solutions, right? Well, that's what I'm focused on, because you see, coming from my background, I'm used to long-term strategic thinking and simply figuring out the best way to win. I want to make progress as fast as I can and in the best way possible to ensure that I'll keep making progress in the future. I don't want to just find any old thing that works for me. And the last thing that's so frustrating about all of this is that when you're looking for that type of information, first of all, it's hard enough to find information on powerlifting all by itself, let alone competitive powerlifting. Because here's the thing, half of the training articles written about powerlifting are found on websites that aren't even about powerlifting. They're websites like bodybuilding.com, there are various CrossFit websites, team sports websites. It's, you know, the people that are writing a lot of the training articles don't actually focus on the sport itself. And you know what? I mean, I'm sure CrossFit is great. I'm sure team sports, I know team sports are awesome, but I'm a competitive powerlifter and I want powerlifting information dedicated to my sport. And I don't want to hear this stuff of here's what it takes to be a real man and find the true meaning of strength. That stuff is great and it can be motivating at times, but what I'm really interested in is the information, the tips, the tricks, the tactics, the diets, the programs that are going to best add to my total. And I've just been so frustrated that this stuff isn't readily available anywhere. So as far as my goals with PowerliftingToWin.com, it's basically a way for me and other people to keep track of what actually works for those of us who are dedicated to being the best, okay? Those of us who are dedicating ourselves to the competitive sport of powerlifting. And not just powerlifting, but powerlifting taken seriously. Powerlifting to win. You know, I'm the kind of guy who, if I knew I could get an extra 5 pounds out of switching to a different type of knee sleeve, that's exactly what I would do. And that's the exact type of advice and information that I'm going to be giving on the website. So just to succinctly state it one more time, PowerliftingToWin.com is all about how to best add pounds to your total, okay? That's the bottom line. It's 100% about performance. How can you be a better powerlifter? How can you lift more weight on the platform when it counts? I hope that really gives you guys a sense of what A, I'm all about, and B, what powerlifting.com aspires to be. Thanks guys, have a good one.